Welcome back to a brand new video. We just hit 218 subscribers to the YouTube channel. Can we get to 260 by Christmas Day? That is our goal. Can we get there? To help me get there, please like this video down below and hit subscribe to the YouTube channel as we are here in Legacy Politics here on November 11th, 2020. Excuse me, it's actually November 12th. But while you're here, just subscribe to the YouTube channel. First thing you need to do. Second thing you need to do is just go follow my Twitter account at Legacy Politics. Pretty good stuff here. And my Instagram account at Legacy Politics as well. Today we're going to be talking about just a couple of things that's been happening regarding the election a little bit and regarding just some other things. And then we're going to be talking about how Trump can still pull off the election and what the future should be for the GOP if he does not pull off this election. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you can look at, the news came in that Tom Tillis will hold in the state of North Carolina in the Senate race there in the state of North Carolina, and that gets the Republicans to 50 seats. And if Joe Biden is the presumptive winner of the presidential election, then he will have a Republican majority Senate because they are expected to win one of the Georgia runoff seats. As you look at my Senate map here, I do not have Michigan filled in because I believe that Michigan should not have been called yet. They're going to be doing a recount there, and John James does have a shot at still picking up that seat. But the Republicans will get one or maybe even both of these runoffs, and if the Democrats hold here, it's still 52-48, and if they get one of the runoffs, it's 51-49. So Republicans looking good to hold the Senate, which is very key, which is very big, because if Donald Trump doesn't pull off this election, the United States Senate can decline most of the things that Joe Biden would be doing in a Biden administration. Now, I want to draw your attention here to the Legacy Politics map. This is actually my map of where I think the race stands as of now. Georgia, Arizona, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania all have not been called in my book, and you can't call them yet. There's going to be several court cases looking at it, and it's going to get interesting. Georgia actually announced a hand-by-hand count of the ballots, which is very interesting. Now, a lot of people are talking about this, and they're saying, well, you know what? I get that Trump is going to be recounting stuff. I get it. And let's just say, you know what, it works in Georgia and he gets Georgia. And we don't think he has a shot in Arizona, which I'll talk about in a minute. And we don't think he has a shot in, Michigan. That gets Biden to 260. They say, well, he may have a shot in Pennsylvania, but he doesn't have a shot in Wisconsin to get these ballots flipped. And, that gives Biden over the top at the end of the day. But I want to talk about something that the Democrats, and you'll constantly see this on Twitter, and you'll constantly see this on Instagram and all this junk, that you're seeing that people are saying that Donald Trump, even if he asks for a recount, it won't be effective enough because of how far he's down in the current system. It wouldn't be that big of a difference. Now, I'd like to point out that Donald Trump is not only requesting a recount, he's actually requesting an audit of all the votes, which is very different than a recount. An audit actually pertains to whether or not the ballot is legal or not. So here in Pennsylvania, Joe Biden leads here by around 60,000 votes. Now, people are saying that this is not enough. This is not going to be enough at the end of the day for Donald Trump. 60,000 votes is too much. Whatever he does, it's not going to be enough. And I disagree. I think that this could be very interesting. So Pennsylvania could be interesting, and it's because he's asking for an audit of the votes. He's not asking for a specific recount, but he is asking for an audit with the votes. So that makes it very interesting. Here in Philadelphia, here in Pittsburgh, you could see some of these ballots retracted from Joe Biden, getting this margin closer, getting this margin very close. And if this margin goes to Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, if that happens, and before December 14th, if Trump holds here and he holds in Georgia, it could all come down to Arizona. And so that's what I want to talk about for just a few minutes in Arizona. Arizona is within 12,000 votes now. Donald Trump is just within 36.36 in Arizona. There's still around 2% of the vote left to come in, and where that vote is supposed to be coming in is in heavy Republican counties. We have 97% of the vote from Yuma County. We have 95% of the vote from Cochise County. All of these places are Republican-heavy counties. So it is getting interesting. Phoenix. And not only this, but Donald Trump is also requesting a count here in Arizona, and he's bringing his lawyers in there. Arizona is very flippable right now for Donald Trump. It's looking very favorable. This could happen. If Donald Trump carries the state of Arizona, if this happens, and he holds on in Georgia with the recount, which I do think he will, he's at 259, which means he only needs one of these lawsuits to overturn. Which is possible. He only needs one of them. He doesn't need three of them. He doesn't need all three of them. He only needs one. 269, he wins with 269. He wins with 275, obviously, and he wins with 279. So for everybody saying that this election is over, Joe Biden is the winner, that is factually incorrect. This is going to be coming down. It is not over. And I'd like to also point out that Joe Biden actually said that he would not be claiming victory before there's a video that actually came out that said Joe Biden, he actually said it in a debate, that he would not claim victory until it was independently fact-checked, which it hasn't been. And can we actually play that video? Let's play that video.
Final question for you. Will you urge your supporters to stay calm while the vote is counted, and will you pledge not to declare victory until the election is independently certified?
Yes, and here's the deal. We count the ballots, as you pointed out. Some of these ballots in some states can't even be opened until Election Day. And if there's thousands of ballots, it's going to take time to do it.
So you heard it right there. Joe Biden said he would not claim victory unless it was independently fact-checked. This independently fact-checked will be happening then in December when all the electorals vote. And all the people on the liberal news media will look at you and say, well, Dima, Donald Trump claimed victory in 2016 before the electorals vote. Well, that's not my argument. He didn't promise he wouldn't. Joe Biden promised he wouldn't, and we've already gone through this whole thing about how Biden's been elected president. He's president-elect. He already has a transition team and all this stuff, and it hasn't been asserted yet. Trump can definitely still win this. Do not count the president out here. Do not say it is over, because it is not over. But let's just say it is. Let's say Biden holds on in Pennsylvania, Michigan, in Wisconsin, and Arizona, and somehow he flips Georgia. And he says, all right, this is my map. I beat Donald Trump. Where does the Republican Party go from here? Where does the GOP go from here? I think they need to understand that Trumpism was not the problem. Trumpism was not the problem. At no point was Trumpism the problem. Look at this. I mean, just look at the numbers here. Donald Trump got 72 million votes. 72 million votes. 2016, he got under 63 million votes. Joe Biden got 77 million, granted. Now, I mean, a lot of that's, okay. But 72 million votes. Trumpism is not the problem. You are this close in all of these heavy blue states. Trumpism is not the problem. You have to understand that. Where does the party go from here? You get someone who is pretty much like Donald Trump. In the same way, he will fight for America. He believes in America first. He believes all of that. You get a man who's like that, and you get a moderate Democrat with him. And I believe that the best person for the job is Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard. This, to me, would be one of the most incredible presidential campaigns. Because Tulsi Gabbard stands for a lot of good stuff, believe it or not. She's actually an okay Democrat. I would lean her as more of a conservative, honestly. Tucker Carlson is about as conservative as you can get. And some of the best thing you could do is have a president who has a vice president who is actually questioning what the president does. That is actually democracy at its finest. So right now, if I had to guess, this to me would be the best 2024 presidential ticket, Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard. Will this happen? Probably not. Would I vote for this? Yes, I would. Would I be on their campaign? Yes, I would. But the future of the GOP party has to understand that Trumpism was not the problem here. This movement, this America First movement, was the most incredible thing that anybody's ever seen. Nobody's ever seen this. In the history of American politics, nobody's seen the movement like Donald Trump has had. Nobody has ever seen it. Trumpism for the Republican Party is not the problem. The problem was that you had everything against you. You had the media. You had COVID. If COVID didn't happen, this map would have been flipped. It would have been like this. It wouldn't even been remotely close if COVID wouldn't have happened. This is what the map would have looked like if COVID wouldn't have happened. So, you can look at me all you want and say, Demo, that's not what the map looked like. Yes, this is exactly what the map would have looked like if COVID wouldn't happen. Donald Trump would have had a better chance at winning the election if the COVID did not happen. They were against a lot of stress. They have to understand that Trumpism is not the problem. And that's my main point of this whole video, is that number one, Donald Trump can still win this election. Do not count him out. Do not count him out. It is never over. Do not concede. Do not concede. And two, the GOP, they have to realize, even if Trump does lose this election, Trumpism is not the problem. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for joining me on this Thursday edition of Legacy Politics. Please follow my Twitter account. Please follow my Instagram account. And subscribe to the channel. Let's try to get to 260 by Christmas. Thank you so much, guys. Legacy Politics